and welcome to another modern video here. This is the deck I will be playing today. I've touched with a similar version many months ago and had a reasonable success with it. I think it was pretty good. I made a few changes and the deck has evolved a lot, and it's called Wish Control because it is centered around Glittering Wish as the glue for the deck. So Glittering Wish allows me to go to my sideboard and bring a multicolored card into my hand. So this version I've just thrown together just to try the deck out again. In the main we can win with, as for now, an Elspeth Suns champion. I have been wanting to try the new Elspeth out in Modern several times, but I've never got around to it, and now I think it will be a good opportunity. One Jace. I'm not sure about Jace, but I think he's pretty good even in Modern, and he has seen less love than I would like. Yeah, and 4 colonnades as the win conditions in the main board. We will go over the sideboard in a minute. There we have some more backup. As for removal, we're playing bolts, paths, a Lightning Helix, Electrolyze, Detention Sphere, Anger of the Gods, and Supreme Verdict. Why do we have Anger of the Gods? Well, to be honest, I haven't really tried the card out yet, so we will see if it's good or not. The thing is that it exiles, and that's why. Double red is a bit painful. We have a mountain, a Sacred Foundry, 2 steam vents, a Stomping Ground, and a temple, so not too many red sources, but I think we'll be fine. The previous version ran Pyroclasm instead, so I'm wanting to try the card out. For card draw, we have 3 Serum Visions, 2 Revelations, that's basically it, and 4 mana leaks. The previous versions also had Cryptic Commands, but I have cut them from the deck because they're not really necessary, and triple blue is kind of annoying. So the first version of this deck played Bant and no red, and as a result it got crushed game after game in the early game, so that's why I added red. So this is basically a blue white red control deck with a green splash. Is it worth it? Well, we're gonna find out. I have also elected to try some temples. I've been pretty impressed with the cards even in Modern, so I'm gonna try it out. And a decent chunk of basics, so no tectonic edges. Hopefully we won't get punished for that. So Glittering Wish, what can we get? Well, first of all we have some monocolored cards that we can't get. The Last Path for big creature matchups, 3 Ancient Grudge to fight Affinity. The older versions had kind of a rough time against Affinity because we lacked removal in the main. Now we have a decent chunk of removal, so maybe we don't need 3 Ancient Grudges. We will see. And I've also elected to play 1 Timely Reinforcements because against aggressive decks it's so easy to take some damage from your lands and just be dead, and the Timely Reinforcements with Snapcaster is pretty good. So what can we get with our wishes? Well, for win conditions we have a Sigarda, Assembly Legion, Keranos, new edition, I'm gonna try it out, and Ajani Vengeant. That's the main go-tos when you want a win condition. And depending on what we're facing, those cards are more or less good. Sigarda pretty good against a deck like Jund or stuff that has a lot of ways to kill your other cards, and it's also pretty good against like blue, white, red control if you can resolve it, obviously. Assemble a Legion. I've been pretty fine with that card. Mainly I brought it in against Jund, and that was because they switched from Maelstrom Pulses to Abrupt Decays, and they can't realistically beat this card if they don't have the Maelstrom Pulse right away, so it's pretty good. Keranos, I'm very impressed with the card in Standard so far in Modern, and I hope that he will be good in this deck as well. And Ajani Vengeant, what can I say, he's just the nuts, and he provides some life gain as well if you want it. The third Supreme Verdict is in the board just so you can wish for it. Good obviously against creatures. Same with Detention Sphere, but that card also fills the role of catch-all. Some games, I guess against some fringe decks like you have never seen before, or that you could have if you have some bad luck at the GP or something and you run into some crazy deck that just happened to get its combo in against you. It's pretty nice to be able to say, okay, I have an answer in my deck. It's no problem. Same with Wheel of Sun and Moon. It's not the best graveyard hate in the world, but it's the only one that is multicolored, basically. At least in those colors. So it's against decks like Living End. There you have to be somewhat awake, because when you play this they will probably be able to go off for like 3 creatures anyway, and that's when you need Supreme Verdict. Against aggressive decks we have a Rhox War Monk. He is just a house, hard to bring down, hits for 3 lifelink, nothing more to be said there, he's awesome. 1 Counterflux. Against decks like Scapeshift, that's basically this deck's worst matchup. Yes, we can gain some life, but we have no way to stop the Scapeshift, basically. We have mana leaks, but that's a stretch, and that's our only way to interact with them. So if this deck has a weak matchup, it's probably Scapeshift. And that's a shame. That's why I had Cryptic Commands and to some extent Vendilion Clicks in the deck. But the triple blue spells is kinda painful, so we will see if it works out anyway. And the third revelation, the good thing with the wishes is that you don't have to load your deck up with the cards you want, but don't want too many of or too early. Like if I run 3 or 4 revelations in my deck and my start hand has 2, that's not really where I want to be. And the same is with all the win conditions. I can accept an opening hand with 1 win condition, but let's say I have 3 lands, a removal spell and 3 win conditions. That's not really where I want to be. So yeah, I'm gonna try this deck out in some games here, and hopefully it will show off the deck's strength. So see you shortly for game 1. Alright, here for game 1. Can we get this there? And we want to die roll. Is this a keeper? Yes, I think it is. And I think we will have to take a lot of damage just to get this going, but I really want a white source right away. The best thing would be to fetch a basic island, but I don't really want to be digging for a white source specifically. Let's say when we Serum Visions we have a land that's like a basic island or whatever. Oh Jesus, hello. There we go. Let's Serum Visions. I'm okay burning 1 right away because I know what we're looking for. And this is a shame. I would like both those cards, but We can't keep neither of them because we're looking for lands. So let's see what we are up against. I joined a 5-3-2-2. I'm not sure if we're gonna get 3 games out of this. You could always hope. But if we don't, that's okay. I will find something else. It's just like that the queue was almost full, so. Basic Island Cloudfin Raptor. Interesting. Breeding Pool. I'm gonna play a Mountain and pass. Now I can keep Mana Leak up. If he doesn't have anything, I can play Breeding Pool tap next turn, or play it untapped to Serum Visions again, depending on what I draw. Cloudfin Raptor is an interesting card. I've been trying it out in Pauper a lot, and it has been pretty successful there. Basic Forest and pass. Very interesting. I think now I will take 2 more damage, even though it's painful. But since I didn't draw a land, I kinda have to. There we go. This is gonna fetch. Next turn I would like to play Jace. I don't think I want a Hallowed Fountain, but I want a Scalding Tarn. In reality I would love the 5th land, but it will be a bit too painful, I think. Let's see. Another forest. I wonder what you could have. Pass again? Then I think I will Lightning Helix that. You could have a count spell or something, but that's fine. Okay, nothing. He could still have a counter spell, but if he doesn't, since he didn't even protect his Cloudfin Raptor. Let's see here, what do we need? Double white for Supreme, that's pretty far away. And double white for Elspeth, which is also pretty far away. We need double red. So our best option would be Sacred Foundry. Alright. And let's throw down Jace. Does it resolve? If it resolves, I will just draw cards. The previous versions of this deck also had more aggressive cards in the board, like Geist of Sintraft. And that was mainly because against some combo decks you just couldn't sit around and do nothing, so it was pretty good to be able to get out something fast. So probably splitting Elspeth versus, and I'm gonna pick land Detention Sphere. There is really no reason to pick up Elspeth here. So let's see. Can we decrease the... yeah. So should we draw a wish here, we would probably just wish for Counterflux or something. Pretty boring, but it's a lot. Okay, I want this pile. I'm not really sure what our opponent is doing. Maybe he entered the wrong queue. I'm not sure. But this is a free way to 2 boosters, I think. What kind of boosters do we get? Not M15, but I guess so. Nothing again. Alright, just gonna plus that. No point in playing anything. And we will say go. What kind of hand do you keep with a 1-drop, no counter spells, no 3-drops, nor 2-drops? With those kind, did you only have double blue spells? Is that it? No. Yeah, I'm just gonna play this. And Lightning Helix, my opponent. I get that he could play a lot of creatures and that I could have some use for the Snapcaster Helix later on, but I would like to get this party going. There we go, and the life gain is also pretty relevant. Another Colonnade. I think we're gonna go ahead and bash first. And I just assume that Elspeth will resolve. Nothing happened there. Draw more cards. Not that you have to, but we will anyway. Alright, we will take the very stacked pile. Grab an island, play Elspeth. Next time we can wish for something. I think I'm gonna discard a Path to Exile. Probably wishing for Ajani. That's my best guess. Don't need a second Colonnade, I guess. Oh, I already played land, yeah. I guess I'm just gonna discard Colonnade. So now this will be interesting. Maybe he has a plan that will just crush me and that I shouldn't have tapped out. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wish for Counterflux actually. At this point there is no real reason to get all fancy. But he is getting close to that. Sure, we can keep that. I'm gonna wish for I'm gonna wish for Counterflux, I think. He's dead next turn no matter what. If he counters this, that's fine. Yes, I think that's fine. Go. Now we also have the option of pathing our own tokens. Do we have a spell? What is it? Meteorite. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is more a pauper deck than anything else. There's no point burning the Counterflux when I don't have to. Bolt you and attack with everything. Boom. So pretty much a goldfish first game. I assume he has a lot of creatures. I'm wondering if Path and Time Reinforcements are worth it. It didn't seem like he was that. I'm gonna bring out the Mana Leaks and bring in the anti-aggro package. You never know. He could have a lot of spells that I want to counter, and then it's bad to bring out my mana leaks. But judging by what I saw this game, he probably doesn't. So let's see. Also pretty rude to not respond to my hello and good luck. So I get that this game may not be the most representative, since blue-green meteorite is not a very well-known archetype. It would be so funny if he had like a couple of bad cards in his deck, like one Evolving Wilds and one meteorite, and now I let my guard down and he just crushes me. That would be pretty funny. Unexpected, at least. But do we have more? Belshoff. Took us 10 minutes to win against the goldfish. I think we could have won a lot faster if we knew he wouldn't do anything at all. So, still waiting. I'm gonna pause the video until we have started the next game. So, Belshoff is back, and this is a pretty clear keep to me. Get all the colors we want. We got a Bolt for early interaction, Snapcaster for more interaction. Yeah, life is good. Nothing. I could set up a Serum Visions, but I'm gonna keep Bolt up and fetch probably Hallowed Fountain, so I can fetch a basic mountain if I want to, unless he plays something I will. Okay. Did he mulligan? Yep. Let's fetch Hallowed Fountain. Now we can, as I said, use Serum Visions and fetch a basic mountain if we need to. I would prefer not to, obviously, if I scry stuff. Okay, now we can no longer fetch basic mountain. That's that. 2 temples and a glittering wish. I don't really want the temples. Gonna play the basic mountain and pass. Next time we can fetch a green source and wish for probably Ajani. Most likely Ajani. God, I won many games with Snapcaster when he was standard legal. Oh boy. The good old try to slip your dude, play Snapcaster, try to slip your other dude. Or, if the situation demanded it, Snapcaster, target, try to slip, block with Snapcaster, then try to slip. Yeah, I'm just gonna go for an Ajani for next turn. Let's see, we want probably green blue more than green red. Nah, I'm gonna go for another red source. Green white. Wish for Ajani, I'm pretty sure it's Ajani. We could also go for something more expensive, but yeah, I think Ajani will do just fine. So next turn, play an island, play Ajani. If he plays anything here, we can hopefully bolt it. Alright. He could have a counter spell. He could have a kill spell for Ajani, but I see no reason not to play him here. If he has a count spell, he has a count spell. We have no backup for it anyway. So now we're getting into Bolt, Snapcaster Bolt territory. Whatever. Doesn't matter anyway. So it's not that often that you get to ultimate this dude, but it's pretty sweet when you do. I once played a modern game with a Boros deck where I got to ultimate Elspeth, so all my creatures were indestructible. So my opponents land with like Sun Titans and stuff, and I just blocked them with Squadron Hawks. And all the time Ajani was ticking in the background, just waiting to blow. So then I blew up his lands, but I couldn't attack, and and he could still not get through, so that was a pretty long game. At the end I won because I drew Sword of War and Peace, and yeah, I would have to get the exact opposite problem now, and that's flooding. I'm not sure what he means by that. I think he had more than one problem last game. I do not believe he lost the previous game due to mana screw. If you keep a hand with at least 3 lands and a 1-drop that doesn't do anything on its own, then your hand needs a lot of help to get somewhere. Not saying it's a bad keep, I just say that I would not keep that hand. And the same goes for this hand. What did you have in your hand? That's what I want to know. You could start minusing Ajani if I want to. I'm gonna grab a Stevens. I think I'll just... Oops, no, not that one. Bolt. I'm gonna refill my hand pretty soon, so I'm fine with burning off all those spells. I mean, what kind of hand do you keep this game? 6 lands and you still have 5 cards in hand and you can't do anything? I have no idea, man. So we could minus Ajani. He will go down to 14, 12, 9 if we do that. I think I'm okay with keeping 1 bolt in hand for a moment. If I don't draw anything nice, I might Sphinx for 3, but I would rather do it for 4. Colonnade. Colonnade is interesting. Let's see, we hit him down to 12, to 9, to 7, to 4. Okay, so this would be lethal next turn. But I don't really see the rush. What could he have? Like a Hornet Queen? That would be annoying. Oh, he does have something. Let's see. What could that be? In green blue. Like Crippling Blight? No, that's in Khans of Tarkir. Okay. That's pretty awkward because now I can keep one of his lands tapped. I'm not really sure. This is something that rarely happens to me, that I get what you would call a free win. I'm gonna Sphinx for 3 this turn. Unless he does something that I really need to bolt. Well, in 2 turns you have no lands, so I think if I draw Wish and I can wish for Counterflux, I'd rather go for the Ajani ultimate, because that will seal the match no matter what he has. Inaction Injunction. Okay. That's a deal. Blue, blue, white, X, X, X. What do we draw? Burn, Mana Leaks, alright, Supreme Verdict. I still think, yeah, I'm gonna go for Ajani Ultimate next turn. So I want 3 for 5 mana, so we can play the Colonnade. We have a Supreme Verdict should he, for example, have been sandbagging 8 creatures or something, which I find hard to believe. Ooh, is this something big? Hero's Bane. Okay, let's Mana Leak that. Do you have a negate? No. And I don't think there's any point in waiting on the Ajani Ultimate, so... And also, it's very rare that you get to ultimate him, so... Electrolyze your face. I wonder if we can win. 7... Yeah, we can. It's pretty boring. I really wanted to ultimate him, but why should we do that? Let's see, we have one of each. Let's animate. Yay! Don't even need to hit with the Snapcaster if we don't want to. Unless he has a way to instantly gain life through a Mana Leak. Go Ajani. Cleave the opponent. Yay. Okay, that was not very interesting, I don't think. It was kind of unexciting to play, and yeah. Alright, so I'll see you shortly for game 2.